District Governor Teoh Swee,
Organizing Chairperson of the 86th District Conference, past President Eric Tan,
Council of Past Governors Chair Dato Tang,
past governors,
District Governors fellow classmates,
incoming District Governor Dato Bindi Rajasegaran,
District Governor Nominee Dr. Krishna Kumar,
District Governor Nominee Designate Dr. Sivanandan,
Assistant Governors,
District Officers,
Club Presidents,
Rotarians,
Rotractors,
Rotary friends, and our distinguished guests.
salam sejahtera, selamat pagi dan selamat datang. Welcome, Huan Ying, welcome, Vanakkam, and to the 86th District Conference of Rotary District 3300. It's been an amazing journey for us because this is the first time, I think, in the Rotary history, we'll probably be thanking many Rotarians of not attending the district conference because we want you to stay home, stay safe. And this is the second time we have done this virtually. And may I introduce to you on my right, District Secretary 2, past President Shirley Ho of Rotary Club of Subang. To me, she's actually what is right and wrong about Rotary, because she's that energetic, get gung-ho type, which is basically out there as far as Rotary is concerned. She joined Rotary in 2013, but she's also everything wrong about Rotary because you've seen her twice. You saw her yesterday night, you've seen her today, and she's also been, club president twice, she's been club secretary 3 times, she's been treasurer of the club 3 times, she's been membership chair, and she's been MC twice. So welcome, incoming Assistant Governor Shirley Ho.
Well, thank you very much. I have with me Dr. A.T. Kumararaja from the Rotary Club of Greater Kuala Lumpur, and he's the AG for Rotary year 2020-2021. Yes, I have to say that, everything has to happen twice. I always believe in second chances, because we make mistakes in the first time round, so we have the second chance to rectify it,
Sure. But we have not made mistakes with the number of registrations, right? We have crossed...
Oh, yes, definitely not.
Yeah, we have crossed 1,100.
Yes, give all of yourself a big round of applause. Thank you so much for the fantastic response to our district conference.
And we also have 50 districts from 15 countries who have registered for our district conference. And that's a big achievement. We have got people from Malaysia, obviously the home club. We have got people from Singapore, Brunei,
Africa,
Bangladesh, Colombia, Hong Kong, India,
Indonesia, Mexico,
Nepal, Bhutan,
Nigeria, Pakistan,
Philippines, and all the way from Europe, from Spain. So what do we have lined up today, Shirley?
Well, we have actually quite a number of addresses today from, of course, our organizing chair. We must hear it from the man himself, and then followed by the man of the day, which is none other than our governor, Teoh Swee.
And then we will have the address from our current sitting Rotary International President, Holger. We will have another discussion from our incoming Rotary International President, Shekhar Mehta. We will have the governor's keynote address and where he recognizes some of the officers who made this happen for him this year. We will have the Let's Talk About Yayasan by past District Governor Dr. Paul Lee. We will have moderated the session by past District Governor Kiranjit Kaur.
And then we'll hear it from our first lady Rotary International President, which is our Rotary International President nominee, Jennifer Jones, who will be sharing our Rotary story. And of course, then we'll just conclude it with a sharing on how to engage our brand with the community by past Assistant Governor Rajj Melambaran, who is our Public Image Chair. So this is just the program for the first half of the day. We will be having even more exciting ones coming up later on the second half and even on day 3.
So don't leave us, keep tuned in. The word classmate has taken an entirely different connotations after I joined Rotary, right? So somebody said, no, this is my classmate. And I was wondering, how can he be in the same class? But actually, I have then learned what classmate means in the Rotary world, but also what schoolmate means. So then to actually, as the opening batsman for the 86th District Conference, we have past President Eric Tan of Rotary Club of Bukit Bintang, who is not only my classmate president when we were in 2016, 2017, but also happens to come from one of the best schools in Kuala Lumpur as to offer, which is St. John's Institution. He was the batch of 1977, I was the batch of 1990. We have 13 years differences, but past President Eric Tan is your organizing chair for the Rotary District 3300 86th Virtual District Conference. Past President Eric Tan.
Eric.
Eric, you come in.
And gentlemen, a very good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time zone you may be in. Welcome and for joining us for this virtual 86th District Conference. This is the second year that the District Conference is held as a virtual event due to the current global pandemic. We are happy to note that the response from Rotarians from District 3300 as well as other districts has been excellent. This virtual conference has also provided us with a wonderful opportunity to invite the public at large to witness and understand better the objective and work of Rotary. Early last year, when the organizing committee was formed, we were so much looking forward to a great and exciting conference where we can meet, share, and celebrate together in Kuala Lumpur in December 2020. We had booked the hotel and an exciting program was lined up to make it a memorable experience. Sadly, when the pandemic hit in March 2020, we moved the date of the conference 5 months later from December to this very day in the hope that things would go back to normal and we could continue our plan for a physical conference. Well, it never happened, as the pandemic is still here. True to our theme this year, Rotary opens opportunities. When one door closes, there's not having a physical conference, another door opens, and here we are, having this virtual conference that transcends physical boundaries. As is virtual, we had the opportunity to invite Rotary leaders from Rotary International, as well as renowned speakers from different parts of the world to share with us their success stories and how they have contributed towards making their society a better place. Apart from that, we have also arranged for great local speakers and organized panel discussion to strengthen our mission to serve the community better. Together, we are striven during this new normal to help the less fortunate among us as Rotary creates opportunities for a better world. This conference is made possible because of the dedication and commitment from each and everyone in the organizing committee as they bounce off ideas and brainstorm endlessly to line up an exciting program that will keep you on the edge of your seats, inspired and motivated. Without further ado, please enjoy the conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Past President Eric Tan, who has earned his badge of honor in organizing this virtual district conference. Now, moving forward, I would like to invite the man of the day, our very own Governor, Teoh Swee, to give us his opening address and to officially declare the virtual 86th District Conference open. The floor is yours, Governor.
Right, so we have not lost a single person from the time we left you a few minutes ago. We have now added on to the number. But actually, while we get some of the things organized for the next events, we wanted to share how we are doing as far as COVID is concerned.
We are bad, right? We have already hit past the 8,000 mark, and it's going to be a total lockdown on Tuesday. So
that's probably why, because we're having a virtual district conference today, that we're not having it yesterday, right?
Yes.
So that's the other thing, right? So I think Rotary has made a very right decision. I think governor has made a very right, responsible call to make sure that our district conference goes virtual. Because a lot of discussion about making it hybrid or make sure people who are in Klang Valley be able to come. But I think he has made the very right call. I think that's the very responsible call. And that's what the government is also asking to us. I think in Malay, they introduced this word kendiri, which is basically self-isolation, to make sure. I think the DG of Health was pleading, if not crying, to say, look, please stay home. While I think we Malaysians, while we are very law-abiding in many ways, we also need to be told by somebody else, stay home. So the reason of what's actually has changed from yesterday to today is not so much of we responsibly staying home. This from Tuesday onwards, government says, you stay home or we will fine you. So that's the whole idea, because we already crossed 72,000 in terms of active users, active cases in government. ICU beds are nearly full, 91% usage, especially in Klang Valley. I think the usage has already gone past 100%, right?
They've already put up their
Everybody
hands.
vaccine?
No, sadly I have not. I'm still in the queue though. I was busy pressing the button, but you know.
You didn't want to take your AstraZeneca?
No, they didn't want to give it to me. What do you want me to do?
Why?
You know,
they don't discriminate against Rotarians.
Well, I had 3 devices in front of me, and I was just doing that,
That's the thing.
Like
so even if you had 3 devices in front of you, what you didn't try was the option in Tamil. You should have tried it in Tamil, you'd have got it. Right? So obviously you didn't use...
I'll blame my mother for that.
Yeah, but... Right. Your mother is Chinese, I believe, right?
No,
Mother's
she's
Indian.
Yeah, my mom is Indian.
Okay. So I suppose you could blame anybody, but make sure you register for your vaccine. Now, AstraZeneca is no more opt-in. It will become mainstream. I think by next month, we will probably have about 15 million doses of vaccine. So by November, December, 80% of us should have been vaccinated, reaching herd immunity. We also make sure that, I think the only reason why, did you tell them why you are here second time?
No, actually, because, as usual, my co-MC, once you just give him the floor, that's it. He just goes, everything is just coming out like that. It doesn't give me a chance to talk. He's trying to restrict my movements here,
but you
my
better
speech.
tell them why we're using it twice. Otherwise, they will probably think, because district governor has always maintained that we must have new people. That's why we had 8 MCs over this next 3 days, right?
Yes, that's true. And of course, me appearing here again for DG's opening address doesn't mean that I did some mistake earlier, but it's just that we're experiencing some technical glitch at this moment. So we just ask you all to be patient a little bit as we resolve that. But in the interim, we have ATK here. He will entertain you with some vaccination stories.
I'm not going to entertain you with vaccination stories, but the thing about vaccination is this, right? So government has gone into a lockdown, so vaccinations is still on, which means don't forget, your MySejahtera appointments, you must confirm it regardless of what vaccines you're getting. I suppose in June, July, you'll be able to already have that menu, be able to pick up which vaccines you want. But whichever you want, I suppose any vaccine is good at this point in time. There is no difference between, there's a very little difference between the vaccines being offered. Sinovac, I think 12 million of doses will be there, unless you are planning to travel to Europe. But I think they'll be able to sort it out at some point in time, because the Chinese have got a very nice way of doing it, right? So we have already sorted out the technical glitch. We will have the next section go live in the next few seconds.
Incoming RI President Shekhar Mehta, eminent speakers, my dear friends, Rotractors, and fellow Rotarians. I bid you a very warm welcome to District 3300, Malaysia's 86th District Conference, held over this weekend on 28th to 30th May 2021. While we very much want to meet all of you in person, we have to do it otherwise due to the global COVID-19 pandemic, which has brought about unprecedented disruptions and challenges. This 86th District Conference, like the previous one, is organized on a virtual platform, but with many add-ons to make the participation and feel as close to the physical conference as possible. We are here today without diluting the objectives of the conference to network, reconnect with friends, to share a report of the district's successes and challenges, and to listen to renowned local and international speakers for inspiration, which are relevant to us for continuing service and community leadership. We have lined up for you keynote speakers in incoming RI President Shekhar Mehta, Anya, Ken Honda, and Bisha Ayub. We are also fortunate to have with us keynote panelists, past RI President Kalian, PDG Andre, District 3310, PDG Oyen from District 3790, PDG Chu King Bok, District 3310, and of course, not forgetting our very own PDG Dr. Paul Lay and DGND Dato Dr. Siva. Please enjoy and be inspired, and more importantly, take home new perspectives and a totally different experience. With that, it is my pleasure to declare the 86th District Conference of Rotary International District 3300 Malaysia open. May I invite PDG Paul, the Vice Governor, and also DGND, Dr. Siva. Come, join me.
Swee for the official opening of our district conference. And now we move on to our next session. He's a man who believes that a youthful outlook isn't the only key to rejuvenating Rotary, but it's a start. For Rotary International President Holger Knaack, the opportunities are endless, and hence why his team Rotary opens opportunities. Now, we give to you a special address by our Rotary International President Holger Knaack.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for inviting me to speak at your district conference. It is important that we meet in these unusual times, whether it is in person or virtually. So many of us have lost so much, and we have had to take care of each other like never before. Life has become more difficult for people everywhere, and more people than ever need help. Rotarians have accepted this challenge. We have helped families in need and have made every effort to combat the worst impact of the pandemic. The Rotary Foundation provided quick and easy assistance to districts worldwide through the Pandemic Response Fund, and the help has had an important impact everywhere. I have never been more proud of our Rotary clubs, and I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. The world is changing rapidly, and even before COVID-19, people were starting to move away from some of the traditions that defined a Rotary club. The old way with regular weekly lunch meetings are going away. They are being replaced by online meetings and unique ways of keeping in touch. Younger generations have grown up in the digital world, and they have a strong desire for service and connections. And they don't want to wait their turn to lead. They want to play meaningful roles today. And if not Rotary, they will form other types of connections. Of course, we are all eager to meet in person again on a regular basis. But let's not go back to the old normal. Let's keep all the good things we are learning. This is our opportunity to change. This is our opportunity to create a more modern Rotary. Some of you may complain that it doesn't look like their old Rotary, and that's okay. Paul Harris understood that change is necessary, and now is the time for change. So please, let's support the creation of new, different club models, and let us rethink what it means to be in Rotary. Young people should be our partners in the design of these new clubs. And we must make diversity our strength. A key part of that is increasing women and minorities in Rotary leadership roles. I'm so excited that Jennifer Jones has been elected as our president 2022-23. And in the next Rotary year, 9 positions on the board will be held by women. This is great progress that we need to see in all our Rotary clubs. Rotary built leaders, and we have an obligation to share this trait with everyone who has the talent and inclination to lead, regardless of their gender or ethnic background. Discrimination is unacceptable at all levels. Of course, we will eradicate polio, and we must keep that at the forefront of our efforts. However, with the pandemic, I'm asking you to be leaders in the campaign to vaccinate the world against COVID-19 and help bring this pandemic to an end. Rotarians have the unique ability to connect with local health authorities to learn how their club can assist their efforts. We should always advocate for equal access to vaccines worldwide, and perhaps most important of all, combating misinformation about vaccines. We need to spread the word that vaccines work. This event helps us to come together and share thoughts on how to make Rotary service more impactful and our member experience more engaging. Rotary is not just a club you join, it is an invitation to endless opportunities. And Rotary service, large or small, brings hope to people who need our help. As I like to say, Rotary opens opportunities for the people we serve and for us. And this is a moment for everyone in Rotary to step up and lead. Everything we do opens another opportunity for someone, somewhere. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to our Rotary International President for his special address. And now, I'm sure you're all wondering, how come she's standing here all alone? What happened to that co-MC of hers, But if you thought ladies were vain, let me tell you, men are even more vain. He's just gone and done something. He's gone and get some touch-ups on his makeup, adjust his hair. And while we're waiting for him to do all that, let me invite again the man of our day today, none other than our district governor, Teoh Swee, to give us the introduction to our keynote speaker for today.
My dear friends, we are honored today to have incoming RI President Shekhar Mehta to be with us to be the first keynote speaker. It is with great pleasure I introduce Shekhar Mehta briefly to all of you. Shekhar Mehta, our incoming RI President and accountant, is chair of the Skyline Group, a real estate development company he founded. He is also a director of Operation Eyesight Universal, India, a Canada-based organization. Shekhar Mehta has been actively involved in disaster response and is a trustee of Shelterbox UK. After the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, he helped build nearly 500 homes for families affected by the disaster. He pioneered a program that has performed more than 1,500 life-changing heart surgeries in South Asia. He is also the architect of the TEACH program, which promotes literacy throughout India and has reached thousands of schools. A Rotary member since 1984, Mehta has served Rotary as director, member or chair of several committees, zone coordinator, training leader, member of the Rotary Foundation Gathering of Technical Advisors, and district governor. He is also the chair of Rotary Foundation India. Mehta has received Rotary's Service Above 7 Award and the Rotary Foundation Citation for Meritorious Service and Distinguished Service Awards. He and his wife, Rache, are major donors and members of the Bequest Society. Ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you incoming RI President Shekhar Mehta. Please join me in welcoming our first keynote speaker of the day. Thank you, and over to you, incoming RI President Shekhar Mehta.
Thank you, District Governor, and good morning to everyone. It's absolutely a delight for me to be with all of you, though virtually. And this reminds me of the wonderful times I have had with so many of you. As I see the screens one after the other, I'm flooded with memories of my various visits, many visits to Malaysia, different parts of Malaysia, meeting so many of you, working with you, visiting projects, and also doing that wonderful institute at Selangor. I'm so happy that, thank you, Kiranjit, for inviting me to your conference. It's absolutely, as I said, a privilege. So friends, it's good to see 335 of you. So one of the good things that the pandemic has shown us is connectivity. I don't think if the pandemic had not been there, I don't think I would have been speaking to all of you today. 1 year back, we were not using Zoom as we do today. Today, it has become a part of our lives. There's not a day any of us does not get onto Zoom. Zoom was there for a long time, but we did not use it. Necessity is the mother of invention, and that's what we have done. Friends, we are at the cusp of a new Rotary year. In another month and 2 days, we will start a new journey. Many of you will become presidents of your club or take up different positions. A new district governor will take in a position. And I wish each and every one of you to have one of the best years of your life. To the district governor-elect, I would like to say that use this opportunity to make the biggest imprint in your area, lead from front, dream big, share your dreams with the Rotarians, be a dealer in hope, and be the biggest change maker. And to the club presidents, I would say the forthcoming year would be one of the best years of your life. 30 years back when I became the president of my own Rotary Club, I think I rate that as one of the best years in my life. It gave me so much opportunity of doing hands-on service along with people who are my friends for a lifetime. So this is a great opportunity. Make the best use of it. Next year, I would request each and every one of you to grow more and do more. Grow more as in we need to grow our membership. For last 20 years, our membership has been at 1.2 million. I'm sure each and every one of you wants to change that. I am very strongly wanting to change that to 1.3 million. But you'll say that's a tough task. We haven't grown in the last 20 years and you expect us to grow more than 10% in 1 year. Friends, it is possible. Leadership is not about data. It's about passion. Let's do it together. The vaccine for polio took 23 years to make. That for Ebola took 5 years to make. But the vaccine for COVID was made in just 9 months. So what was not possible earlier is possible today. So I urge each and every one of you, let us do just one simple thing. During the next 12 months, can we just get one member into Rotary? All I seek of you is to get just one member into Rotary, which I don't think is a difficult task. If I ask any of you, I'm sure so many of you will be able to say, yes, I will be able to. You get one member into Rotary, each of you, and I promise you, we will reach 1.3 million. If every Rotarian around the world did this, and that's not a tough task. Let me check. How many of you here do you think you will be able to get just one member into Rotary in the next 12 months' time? Can you raise your hands? Wow, that's great. Let's see everyone who's able to get a member. Wow, that's great. Keep your hands up. I'll just take a few pictures. Wonderful, wonderful. Everyone, whoever is going to bring a member, put your hand up now. I'm taking a picture. Not of the first screen only, mind you. Your picture is going to be live on Facebook, on Twitter. Wow. That's great. That's great. Thank you so much. Thank you. This is wonderful. Wonderful, absolutely. So, friends, I've been asking this question to people around the world. More than 30,000 Rotarians I've asked, and ranging right from Japan to America. There was not a continent where I haven't asked this question, and the response has just been as good as it has been today. Nearly 80-85% of the people have said, yes, we will do. So to the district governor-elect, to the incoming presidents, I would request you to go to each and every club and ask the same question to every Rotarian. If the word reaches every Rotarian, we will succeed. If the word does not reach every Rotarian, we may not succeed. Because every Rotarian needs to understand that it is his or her responsibility to get a member. I always say membership is an individual responsibility, not a collective responsibility. Retaining that member into the club is our collective responsibility. So I would request each one bring one and retain all. Everyone that we get into our clubs, we don't want them to lose. We don't want to lose them, and we would request all of us to make an effort to ensure that they remain in Rotary once they come into the fold of Rotary. Also, to the governor, I would say, how about starting a few more Rotary clubs? There is always space. There is always room for more clubs. Look at the density of Rotarians in the population of big cities like Kuala Lumpur, for example. I'll give you the example of my own city. Our population is 12 million. But our membership of Rotary is only 2,000. Even for one person in 10,000 to be a Rotarian, our membership should be at 12,000. That is the scope just in Calcutta. And I think that is just as much scope in Kuala Lumpur. Just look at the population and look at the numbers that you have. 0.001% is what you need. If you are already there, take it to 0.002%, which means 2 in a 10,000. Not a tough thing to do. So friends, growth is possible. Let's look at that. And there are new ways of growth nowadays. Rotary has become so flexible as far as new clubs are concerned, cause-based clubs. People from around the world can come together for one cause. Somebody from Africa, somebody from America, somebody from Asia, somebody from Japan, and many people from Malaysia and Singapore could come together and form a Rotary club. And they would be all maybe interested in water projects. Okay, so do water projects around the world. So great opportunities for us to start virtual clubs. Today, virtual is the way forward. There is no doubt about it. Hybrid is the buzzword. So your clubs, convert them into hybrid clubs. I've already requested my club to become a hybrid club, and they have. Every meeting is in person, and it is also available on a Zoom call for people who are unable to come. Great flexibility. So please go ahead and do that. For getting younger people, imagine virtual meetings. So somebody is already working from home, young person, just 25, 28 years old, and suddenly remembers, oh, Friday evening and I have a meeting, Rotary meeting, just has to wear a nice shirt, not even change the pajamas. Just come on to the Zoom, do a meeting. You don't have to travel anywhere. No time for going, coming, no traffic, no money spent on the meals spent at the club meeting. Simple. Rotary becomes simple, more effective, and that person loves to work not only in his or her community, but around the world. And Rotary gives all this opportunity for a virtual club. Just a few days back, my own district formed a virtual club where there are 124 members to start with. Possible only in a virtual club. So let's do that. And friends, when we grow more, we will be able to do more. And my request to each and every one of you is, when you do work, and I know so much work is done in your area, and you do global grants across the world, please focus, see through the lens of empowering girls. So whether we are doing education programs or health programs or empowering programs or community development programs, can our focus be empowering girls? Even in today's time and age, there is discrimination against women, against they are disadvantaged or discriminated around the world. It's not that this is not something which is not happening in America or not happening in South America or Africa. The entire world, this is an issue. So we've taken up this issue. Let's make a lot of noise about it. And the noise will not just be by speaking about it, but by doing projects. So how about ensuring that the girls do not drop out of schools? How about providing them scholarships? How about ensuring that if they have dropped out of school, they get back to school? How about doing skill development for them so that they are able to earn for themselves? How about looking for their own nutrition, especially pregnant mothers? How about looking at their menstrual hygiene management? How about training them in self-defense so that at times when they are abused physically, mentally, they have self-defense techniques? How about ensuring that trafficking becomes less for girls? There are so many things that can be done. You find in your backyard, what is it that you wish to do for empowering girls? And please go ahead and do that. I would also urge each and every one of you to participate in the Rotary Days of Service, which is going to be a very important way of showcasing our work to the local community. So two Rotary clubs or Rotaract clubs, Rotaract clubs come together and showcase the good work to the community and invite a lot of non-Rotarians. The non-Rotarians would come to know the good work that you do. This could be done on a single day, many clubs, or in different days as you feel like. Maybe on one single day, 50 clubs in your area could come and do blood donations, or they could do tree plantation, or they could do, they could ensure a health project, anything that can create a better image of Rotary as far as telling the people our good work that we do. And also, please create a buzz in social media when you do those projects and programs of Rotary Days of Service. I always feel that each and every Rotarian is a brand ambassador of Rotary. It is your and my responsibility to share the good work that we do with the rest of the world. It's not about tom-tomming our work or bragging our thing. No, when you tell somebody else that you've got a heart surgery sponsored for a child, it inspires others. It motivates others. They want to participate with you. They want to donate. So let's get other people also. So when you tell a story about empowering somebody, it has to be good storytelling. And you know, we have hundreds and hundreds of stories each day to tell. Every club who is making the lame to walk, blind to see, who's healing the sick, each of these things that we do for somebody else as we want to serve to change lives, I think we are creating a story. It is important that we tell that story, not just to Rotarians, but to the outside world. People need to know the good work that we do. This in turn will again result into greater growth in membership. Greater growth in membership means greater contribution to the Rotary Foundation, which means more work by Rotary around the world. So friends, all of this is absolutely possible, and very soon as the new year starts, I would request you to work together for a better world. Let me end with what I had mentioned when I launched the theme for the next year. It's a short poem that I've written. Let me end with that. The biggest gift we are given is the power to touch a life, to change, to make a difference in the circle of life. If we can reach out with our hand, heart, and soul, the magic will begin to happen as the wheel begins to roll. Let's turn the wheel together so all humanity thrives. We have the power and the magic to serve, to change lives. Thank you.
That was great story. No need to, just because voiceover only. So that was great storytelling by incoming Rotary International President Shekhar Mehta. Can I invite incoming District Governor Dato Bindi Rajasegaran for her vote of thanks? Dato Bindi?
Yes, thank you so much. Friends, we have just heard from our incoming Rotary International President, Shekhar Mehta, who has this huge responsibility to lead and inspire 1.2 million and soon to be 1.3 million Rotarians and a few 100,000 of Rotaractors. Now, this responsibility can certainly be daunting for many, but not to President Shekhar. He has set targets that have never been achieved. He is one who dares to dream and dream big. He not only dreams, but inspires all of us to wake up from that dream and make it a reality. Without doubt, his words carry his passion, humility, and vision. His inner energy, drive, and desire to deliver and achieve knows no bounds. Each one bring one is the new mantra and branding for membership. And let's all take heed and ensure that each one of us brings one new member into Rotary. And in your words, what was not possible is possible now. Incoming President Shekhar, your message on Rotary Days of Service and message on focusing and seeing through the lens of empowering girls is also loud and clear. You have inspired all of us to stay committed in our common goals, and thank you for the absolutely incredible insights into how powerful the collective efforts of Rotarians can be. We will certainly do our best to serve to change lives. On behalf of District Governor Teoh Kwan Swee and every Rotarian, Rotaractor, and Interactor in District 3300, I extend a very hearty vote of thanks to incoming President Shekhar Mehta. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Bindi. Thank you so much. With your leadership, I'm sure the district is going to do great things. I look forward to it. Thank you. And with that, can I take your leave?
All right, so you heard the incoming Rotary International President Shekhar Mehta speak about one getting one. So I always thought, Rotary was a very number-driven organization, right? So that's when we have, it's very hard to take the DNA out of the Rotary International President, right? So they will speak with numbers. He's an accountant by profession. And for those who don't know, the Rotary Club of Mahanagar, Calcutta, which is in West Bengal, has got about 90 odd members. That's shorter by about 50 members of our district governor, who's got about 140 plus. Now, the other thing about Rotary is in terms of the numbers they have these 3 pillars of Rotary, the 4-way test, the 4 strategic thrusts, the 5 avenues of services, the 7 areas of focuses, the 1.2 million members. We have over 200 countries in 36,000 clubs. Now, we are so number driven that we even call our districts by number. When we broke up in 1991, the 1st of July, from 330, we went to 3300 and 3310. And the first Rotary Club to be chartered under 3300 was Rotary Club of Klanajaya. But there's another number that we have never broken since 1990, all the way up to 2021. In that many years, the big number that we have broken is actually a number by the current district governor, KS Teoh, who has broken the glass ceiling as far as our membership goes, way beyond 2,000. I will leave it to the membership chair to announce that exact number we have landing as we speak. But can I invite the district governor, KS Teoh, who has really made this happen for our district. He's been a banker for over 35 years. The bank that he started off with, the Kwangik Bank, doesn't even exist today, but he still exists. He's still charging at the front for our Rotary district. Can I invite Governor KS Teoh?
My dear friends, Rotaractors, and fellow Rotarians from near and far, greetings and good day to all of you. I'm truly blessed and proud to be the governor of our district 3300 with a batch of highly committed club presidents, assistant governors, and district officers who have never failed to walk the journey with me despite the very challenging and difficult time. Never before in our life that we are enduring such drastic and unprecedented disruptions brought about by the current COVID-19 pandemic. Rotarians are people of action, and you have risen to the occasion to find opportunities to connect, reach out, engage, and adapt to the new norm in order to serve the people in need. With lots of compassion, determination, and sacrifices. In fact, we are needed more in time of these challenges and crises. To start off with my account of the key performances and achievements over the year, my fellow Rotarians, what can I ask more? I'm so blessed and fortunate to have covered all the clubs in my official visit as part of my duty required for the current Rotary year. 80% of which were physical, 15% virtual, and 5% hybrid. I am extremely happy to have met so many of you, my brothers and sisters, in person. Thank God for that. 71 clubs, or 82.6% of the 86 clubs, have achieved their respective Rotary citation. Many clubs have truly exemplified without the slightest doubts the 5 avenues of service and the 3 pillars of Rotary that define the core character of Rotary to arrive at this remarkable performance. My heartfelt thanks to the club presidents, assistant governors, and district secretariat who have made this happen. The district has adjusted and adapted to the situation where no reference could be made even before the commencement of the Rotary year. We conducted successfully the Assistant Governor's Training Seminar, AGTS, and Pre-PAGs 1 and Pre-PAGs 2 before the start of the Rotary year 2020-21. Then came the outbreak of the global COVID-19 pandemic. We had no choice but to change our gear in preparing our subsequent training program. We held our first ever virtual district training assembly, final president-elects, secretary-elects, and treasurer-elects training seminars for Rotary year 2020-21 in April 2020, with lots of innovative and creative ideas. We held our vibrant club leadership training seminars in Serampan, Kuala Lumpur, Ipoh, and Penang when the situation improved, but had to cancel the final stop in Kuantan when the second wave of the COVID-19 hit us. But nothing has dampened the spirit and stopped us from moving. We adapted to hold our first ever RILA in a hybrid mode, drawing 150 participants comprising mainly young graduates and entrepreneurs, running virtually from November 2020 to finish off in the physical workshop, which has been postponed to a later date due to the MCO. We hosted the first ever virtual Asia Pacific Regional Rotary Conference in March 2021. Thanks to the highly creative and innovative Rotary Organizing Committee, co-chaired by Rotaractor Faye and Rotaractor Thomas Lim. Organized successfully the Rotary Conference in April and virtual Interact Assembly in May. Allow me to take this opportunity to put on record my heartfelt thanks to the district training team headed by PDG Karanjit on the Rotary side and Joshua Tang on the Rotary side for their resourcefulness and ability to adapt. Now, our district has achieved many firsts in the history of District 3300. We have, for the first time, crossed a membership level of 2,000 and is now heading towards 2,200 members since the split of District 330 into District 3300 and District 3310 in 1991. The record increase of 360 members, or 20%, is by far unparalleled. We have chartered 4 full-fledged clubs, and one of which is a course-based club brought into the district for the first time. In addition, we have for the first time sponsored and formed 7 satellite clubs in our district. We have 4 new clubs and 2 satellite clubs in the pipeline, 2 in Seremban, 1 in Sungai Siput, and 1 e-club, as well as a satellite club each in Tampin and Rantau. I earnestly hope that with your support of all the clubs to think big and think bold, we can hit our goal of 2,500 members by the end of this Rotary year. My heartfelt thanks to all the sponsoring clubs, RC Ampang, RC Greater KL, RC Bukit Bintang, my home club, RC Puchong Centennial, RC Port Klang, RC Kota Baru, RC Setiawan, and RC Putu, and District Membership Chair, DGNT Dato Dr. Siva Anandan, and his team for helping me to make it happen. Of course, more details will be covered by the District Membership Chair in the Membership Recognitions and Awards slot tomorrow. Despite the unprecedented financial and social challenges brought about by the global pandemic, we managed to raise $242,892 USD for the annual fund, $25,250 USD for the endowment fund, $28,671 for the Polio Plus fund, and USD 25,723 for other funds comprising mainly funds for approved grants, making a total contribution of USD 326,536 to the Rotary Foundation, surpassing our target of USD 300,000 by 8.85%. My sincere gratitude to IPDG Leo Cheng Lim, who's the first AKS Chair Circle member in our district, for his very kind and generous contribution of USD 811,700 to the Rotary Foundation to date. We have in this year an AKS member designate in Frutiran Tangaraju, making him, in addition to PDG Dato Jimmy Lim and PDG Leo Cheng Lim, the 3rd AKS member soon in our district. There are a total of 5 new major donors and 1 major donor level 3, PAG Avin, and 104 PHF recipient this year. It is also amazing to see 5 new 100% PHF clubs in RC Alpha Empang, RC Bukit Angkasa, RC Kompak, RC Metro KL, and RC Shah Alam this year. I'm not going into the details that have been covered by our DRFC, PDG Leslie, at the DRF recognition yesterday. We all know the community and humanitarian service forms the cornerstone of Rotary. In addition to the many club service projects and the various programs carried out by the district action groups, the district rose to the occasion in the face of COVID-19 pandemic. Spearheaded by PDG City Subaida, the district took on phase 1 of the COVID-19 project to provide immediate relief aids to the tune of 1.1 million ringgit to the frontliners and families with financial challenges. We moved on to phase 2, Stop the Spread Awareness campaign, where a relevant video clip was produced and viral to thousands and thousands of face masks and sanitizers were distributed. Phase 3, a student laptop program, which is ongoing to ensure that students from financially challenged families are given a laptop to enable them to gain access to e-learning classes. In response to the call from the Ministry of Health to help out in COVID-19 vaccination program, the district promptly decided to take it on as phase 4 of the COVID-19 project. All clubs are mobilized and volunteers have been sought to work in collaboration with the Ministry of Health in this regard. Thank you, PAG City Subaida, for the tremendous effort and very efficient organization of our clubs to help out in this very noble and meaningful program. None of us will be safe until we achieve the herd immunity. We have also, for the first time, organized a virtual club service project showcase seminar in February 2021, with the aim to promote and share ideas of some of the good and meaningful projects undertaken by clubs. If things go well, we are planning to launch a nationwide dengue awareness campaign soon. Thank you, District Community Service Chair, PAG Yana, and the team for the great effort put in. Not as if the COVID-19 pandemic is not bad enough, my friends. Many parts of Malaysia were badly hit by the flood that had caused drastic disruption in the lives of thousands of flood victims. The District Disaster Relief Committee, headed by PAG Garrett Lim, swung into action to raise funds in support of the provision of immediate disaster relief aids to the flood victims in Seremban, Sungai Petani, Ipoh, and Temerloh, especially Temerloh, where it was hit by the worst flood in 50 years. Besides the district budget allocation for the district disaster relief, we are also blessed to have received donations from clubs and individual to Rotarians to help out. We are indebted to you, especially RC Singapore, Rotary Club of Singapore, which deserve a special mention for going out of their way to give a donation of around 20,000 ringgit to our district disaster relief fund. Thank you. On the international service front, many of us, our clubs, have helped out as international partners for global grant projects initiated by clubs in other districts. The district has also responded to call for help from India, given the dire COVID situation affecting hundreds of thousands of people in that country. We had, for the first time, held successfully a 2-month virtual student exchange program with District 3281 Bangladesh. This is truly an experience from which we could learn and explore further with other districts despite the distance and virtual format in nature to enable our younger generations to gain exposure to other countries' traditions and cultures in alignment with Rotary's objective in promoting international goodwill, peace, and understanding. There are many other firsts achieved in the area of public image. We have standardized our brand name as Rotary Malaysia 3300 in all our social media. The public image team headed by PAG Rajj has been going round to brief on compliance guidelines on Rotary branding. In conjunction with the Rotary Day celebration, we have organized activities covering sharing your Rotary story and people of action photographs in the social media. And I am a Rotary Community Ranger car sticker campaign aimed to motivate, inspire, and engage Rotarians and non-Rotarians alike. Through the public image activities and branding exercise, we have gained explosive exposure and inroads to the hearts of many who do not formally know much about Rotary in our country. Excellent job by the Public Image Committee headed by PAG Rajj. We have for the first time put in place our Rotary portal, where many of the Rotary-related businesses and activities can be now conducted online with great efficiency and cost effectiveness. It also serves as the depository for district data and records that will enable efficient retrieval of information. My sincere thanks and gratitude to PDG Dr. Paul Lay for his vision and determination to set his hands on the portal development. We have also, for the first time, introduced digital handbook, thereby allowing us to realign our budget allocation to some more strategic areas of focus and to be eco-friendly as an example to others. As a district governor, I cannot emphasize enough during my club visits some of the guiding principles and core values of Rotary. The four-way test, which many fail to understand the true spirit, should be used as a mirror and not a weapon to run down others. Tolerance and mutual respect are the greatest virtues a Rotarian can have in the big family of Rotary, where we embrace diversity, equity, and inclusion. We as Rotarians must live a richer life based on the core values of Rotary in fellowship, diversity, integrity, leadership, and service. Similarly, to remain relevant, strong, and healthy, I've never failed to request clubs to put in place a strategic plan by going back to basics. The 5 avenues of service and the 3 pillars of Rotary with special reference to RI's vision and the 4 strategic priorities: impact, reach, engage, and ability to adapt. We need to always evolve and sometimes revolve. Let us continue to think big, think bold to grow our club and the districts. Many districts' achievements are not possible if not for the collective effort by all. I would like to acknowledge and recognize the following: the organizing committee for 86 DTA comprising members from the 5 Ipoh clubs, headed by PP Unitaya Kuma, who have worked so hard, but finally changed to online training due to the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic. It would have been one of the best physical DTA if not for that. The organizing committee for 86 district conference chaired by PP Eric Tan. This man, great man from my home club. This committee has meticulously and successfully put together all the logistics and best ever program for the district. Thank you. The host club for the 2020-21 District Interact Assembly, RCPJ, and the organizing chair, Nicholas Chan, for a great job despite all the challenges faced. My home club, the Rotary Club of Bukit Bintang, for always having the trust, confidence, and support for me. Thank you. All the other clubs who have unwaveringly stood by me and risen above everything to do good in the world, despite the COVID-19 pandemic. These are all the 86 clubs and the respective club presidents that will go on forever and ever in my record and lifetime memory. Take a look at this, yeah? All right? You have group 1, Panda, Sungai Petani, Alosta, Kulim, Langkawi, Perlis. Group 2, Butterworth, Seberang Jaya, Bukit Bandera, Penang Street. Group 2B, Penang, Tanjung Bunga, Georgetown. Group 3, Korean, Taiping, Taiping Lake, Kamunting. Group 4, Ipoh South, Ipoh, Kinta, Perintah, Metro Ipoh, Kuala Kangsar. Group 5, Setiawan, Teluk Intan, Canggatjung. Group 6, Tidiwangsa, Pangsa, Central Damansara, Ampang, Sri Petaling. Group 7, Greater KL, KL Diraja, KL West, Pernam Valley, Kepung KL. Group 8, Bukit Kerasan Rise, USJ, Kelana Jaya, Pandai Valley, KLCC. Group 9, Cheras, Metro KL, Alpha Ampang, Kampung Baru City Center, Sungai Bay. Group 10, Damansara, Damansara West, Damansara Heights, Petaling Jaya, Hartamas. Group 11, my home club, Bukit Bintang, Lawati, Bukit Jalil, Klang Valley, Aratamansara. Group 12, Putu, Pandasanway, Shalam, Subang, Puchong, Centennial. Group 13, Central, Pandau Tama, Kompak, Lake Garden, Bukit Angkasa. Group 14, Port Klang, Klang Central, Panda Bukit Tinggi, Pandamaran. Group 15, Serampan, Nilai Central, Kajang, Port Texan, Senawang. Group 16, Monkera Gateway, Tampin, Pahau, Kuala Pilah. Group 17, Temelo, Intira, Makota, Kuantan, Metro Kuantan, West Pahang. Group 18, Kota Baru. Thank you so much. Now, all my assistant governors, you are simply amazing. You're not just a bridge between me and the clubs, but are the change leaders that make sure clubs under you adapt, adjust, and comply with all the statutory requirements and guidelines. Here are my assistant governors. Here you are. Some have achieved meritorious kind of performance, outstanding, exemplary. Take a look at it. I will inform you where you stand later. All right? Now, the entire district training team headed by PDG Karanjit for their resourcefulness, creativity, and innovations in bringing all the training requirements and programs together for the district. The entire district secretariat headed by PAG Salito for their meticulous work and unfailing support in organizing district events and activities, as well as the support to the clubs to ensure the operational efficiency and compliance. All other district committees headed by PAG Ng Punsu District Finance Committee, DGNT Dr. Siva District Membership Committee, PDG Dr. Arasu District Rules and Procedure Committee, PDG City Supaida, heading to a committee, District Strategic Planning and District Resolutions Committee, PDG Leslie Salavuddin, District Rotary Foundation Committee, PDG Dato Jimmy Lim, District Audit Committee, PDG Dr. Manuha, District Ballot Committee, PDG Dr. Rajinda, District International Service Committee, PAG Limpu Ho, District Awards Committee, PAG Rajj, District Public Image Committee, PAG Gada, District Community Service Committee, PAG Tiffany, District Vocational Service, PAG Puspa, District Youth Exchange Committee, PAG Gary Lim, District Disaster Relief Committee, Rotarian Calvin Koo, District Rotary Committee, Rotarian Nicholas, District Interact Committee. There are many, many more who deserve special mention by me. But I would have failed if I do not single out the following who are there always to more than willingly give their best to the district and the strongest support to me when I needed it the most. First one in the list, PDG Dr. Paul Lee, my advisor, Vice Governor, EXCO member, Porter Committee Chair, and Chairman of YKKRM, who has never failed to stand by me and give me the necessary advice and support for me to move on. It is also his belief that he, without the slightest hesitation, took on the unenviable but visionary task of Porter development that will change the feel and look of the district when it is fully operational. Second, PDG Leo, my sincerest thanks for his invaluable support and advice given throughout my tenure as district governor, in addition to his very significant financial contributions to the district, YKKRM, and the Rotary Foundation. His RI appointment as Endowment Major Gift Advisor for Region 12 is unprecedented in the history of District 3300. We are proud of you, IPDG Leo. We are proud to have you in our district. Third in the list, DGND Dato Dr. Siva Anandan, a man who has placed the strongest belief in me and my vision. When I told him my very ambitious plan to grow the district's membership to 2005, and his answer to me, why not? When others were skeptical about it, he has given his undivided support to me for membership growth with actions and leadership by example. Together, we have for the first time crossed the 2,000 members mark. In addition, he has, as always, gone out of his way to support others by providing trainings and talks both locally and internationally as and when his service and expertise are needed. PAG Dr. Bernard Chan, a district secretary, district training team member, chief editor for DG's newsletter, head of IT team, and polio committee chair. He's a man who never says no and will always come to your rescue when help is needed. How I wish we could have more Rotarians like him in the district. Of course, my own club, RCPP. Thank you, PPC Chair, PAG Dato Rick Law, and President Dr. David Ling, for your immense support and sacrifices for foregoing the club's priorities in support of the first ever district governor from the club since its charter in 1992. Lastly, my deepest gratitude to my wife, Kim, and my family members, including my in-laws, nephews, and nieces, for always with me despite whatever challenges faced by me. Few really know the anxiety and agony that my family has to endure, especially seeing how I stood up against the storm based on my belief and principle. I must confess here that I value dearly the hands of friendship and the warm hospitality extended to me during my club visits. It is a lifetime experience. I truly enjoy the journey with you in a year Rotary opens opportunities. As always, you will remain my good friends, brothers and sisters, for the rest of my life. Now, before I say thank you all, I would like to invite PDG Paulie and TGND, Dr. Siva, and also Eric, to represent the club. And this is for those who are here. In fact, two more are not here. IPDG Leo and also, of course, Dr. Bernard, they are not here. I want to recognize them in person here. Please. PDG Dr. Paul Lee. Dato Dr. Siva Anandan. My club, Rotary Club of Bukit Bintang. You.
But I also thank their in-laws. I mean, that's the first I see. So I think you must write a big round of applause, not only in the studio, but for those of you who are online, I think there is a reaction button down there, except for there are 6 reactions. You can make any of the 5. So there's one crying. I'm not sure who you should be crying for, but I think we should be celebrating the governor because he has recognized the most important person in his life as the First Lady.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone, stay safe, stay blessed.
Okay, so can I go? We are back. And not only we are back in terms of Rotary, we are also back with numbers because you see Governor K.S. Teoh, again, the banker in him shows. He was very comfortable with speaking about numbers and very steadfast. It takes a different kind of a man to be so focused on what he wants to achieve. He's not very comfortable with abstract ideas like strategy planning, things like that don't really make sense to him. What makes sense to him is, look, I need to do 2,500 numbers. I'm already at 2,200. I've broken the 22,000 mark. And that's a big achievement, not only for any governor, but a governor who made it in the pandemic year. So that's a big, big achievement. He recognized his wife. And he's also recognized not only the institutions, we did that yesterday night, but he's also recognized the individuals that made up Rotary. And that's very, very great of him. Now, we are at 11:37. We are 12 minutes behind time. We were 15 minutes behind time just a while ago, but we have caught up 3 minutes. And we are back to another number game. We are at the 6th session for the first half of the morning. And while you want to know where's my other beautiful co-MC, now she's in front stage to make sure everything is right backstage so that everybody on stage looks good. Now we are at the 6th session. Now the 6th session is a very different kind of a session. It is basically what I think it is like think local, act global. It's our own Rotary Foundation, Yayasan Club Rotary Malaysia, started in 1985, took a name change in 1991 to become Rotary Foundation Malaysia, and took the Malay acronym of Yayasan Club Rotary Malaysia in 1997. And for an organization that is 35 years old, we had to find a Rotarian who's a little bit older than 35, and also in terms of service. So we found the best among us, Rotarian who joined us in 1976. That gives him 45 years, and may I invite past governor and the current chairman of Yayasan Club Rotary Malaysia, with his 45 years of service, past governor Dr. Paul C. Kelly, to let's speak about the Yayasan.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present to you our Yayasan Club Rotary Malaysia, or YKKRM. The mission of the YKKRM is to further the objective of Rotary by supporting and supplementing the efforts of Rotary clubs in Malaysia to better serve the community in poverty alleviation, education, health, humanitarian, and disaster relief programs. The organization is a non-profit charitable company limited by guarantee. All donations are exempted from tax. It is governed by 15 members of the Board of Trustees, mainly from past governors from both the districts. The incumbent governors will be trustees if they are Malaysians. And all officials, committees, coordinators are Rotarians from Rotary clubs in Malaysia. These are the Board of Trustees of the current YKKRM, ranging from fundraising to publication, support grant, project partnership, youth activities, disaster relief, appreciation and recognition, public relations, publicity, homepage, coordinators, and bursary program. The brief history of the Yayasan. Our Yayasan Club Rotary Malaysia was formed in 1983 when the then District 3300 and 3310 was one district. It was officially incorporated on the 24th of September 1985 as the Malaysia District 330 Foundation for all states in Malaysia, excluding Singapore and Brunei. In 1991, the name was changed to Rotary Foundation of Malaysia, or Rotaform. And in 1997, on the request of Rotary International, the name Yayasan Club Rotary was adopted. It is now known as YKKRM or Yayasan. These are the Yayasan projects we want to share with you. This is a District Interact Assembly. This is the Rotary Youth Leadership Award. This is the fire in Likas, Sabah. In the Sabah area there, a lot of very frequent fire and disasters. This is the flood relief where we provided flood relief for flood victims in Temolo, in Pahang. In the time of COVID-19, we spent almost 300,000 assisting in various programs, food aid, sanitizers, and as well as many other things. We also provided food aid to refugees communities around Klang Valley. Burmese refugees, Afghan refugees, Palestinian refugees, Miami's refugees, and Rohingya refugees. We have a project called Back to School project, where we provided with 72 Rotary clubs all the $45,000 worth of school bags for school children to enable them to use it when they go back to school. Now the funding and income of District 3310 is from the per capita contribution by Rotarians in District 3310. From 3300 is from the interest of the District 3300 fixed deposits. And sometimes it is from the excess of income of over expenditure of the assemblies and conferences, which are now less commonly given. Now, these are the proposed changes which are vital, because these are the major changes which we propose to have in the years ahead. One is that the disaster relief grant. We believe that since we have a disaster relief grant, and Rotary itself also has a disaster relief grant, it is our intention to move the funds that we have for our disaster relief fund to be given to the district governors so that they can give out from one source rather than having so many sources providing funds to help the disaster areas. Number two is that a review is needed on the support grant. The support grant at the present moment, we gave out 5,000 to match the 5,000 given by 2 Rotary clubs, each Rotary club giving 2,005. Now, this is a very heavy financial burden on the YKKRM, and I think we may need to review this project. And the third project which we are starting now is a project called the Community Assistance Grant. We're proposing a new grant with contributions by the Rotarians and the Rotary clubs in Malaysian ringgit. Now, this is the Community Assistance Grant, very similar to the district grants, whereby the money that is donated by the Rotarians is kept by the district, and after 1 year, the money is being used for the project. But different from the district grants of the Rotary Foundation, whereby in 3 years' time, whatever money that's contributed comes back to the district. This one, the money comes back to the club immediately the following year. The objective of this Community Assistance Grant is to assist club with limited funds to do small projects based on the principle of the district grants, except in this case of the Community Assistance Grants, the amount of money donated is tax exempt. And after 1 year, 60% of the money donated is can be utilized by the clubs to fund their service projects. The amount of money is smaller. It's only in terms of 1,000 or 2,000 ringgit, and not US dollars as in the district grants. The money is also returned to the club faster because it is immediately after 1 year instead of 3 years as in the Rotary Foundation. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, is briefly what we have for the Yayasan Kelab-Kelab Rotary Malaysia.
For over 30 years, Yayasan Kelab-Kelab Rotary Malaysia, or YKKRM, has been supporting and supplementing the efforts of Rotary clubs in Malaysia to enable them to better serve the community in various areas. We began our journey as the Rotary District 330 Foundation on 24th September 1985. When Rotary International split District 330 into 2 districts, the foundation was divided into Rotary Foundation Singapore and Rotary Foundation Malaysia. On 12 December 1997, the foundation was renamed Yayasan Kelab-Kelab Rotary Malaysia, as we are known today. YKKRM provides grants for programs and activities organized by Rotary clubs in Malaysia, allowing Rotarians to exemplify the clarion call of service above self and bring much needed hope and light to those who need it most. Our youth activities grants provide up to 5,000 ringgit for events organized by District 3300 and District 3310 in Malaysia to support and nurture youth development. When disaster strikes at the heart of our homeland, our disaster relief programs have provided much needed aid to fellow Malaysians across the country. To further enable Rotary clubs in Malaysia, our support grants provide matching funds up to 5,000 ringgit for various club projects. Our project partnership program provides tax exemption facilities, enabling clubs to get better and bigger donations that also benefit their sponsors. As a non-profit organization, we rely on donations from Rotarians and the public to continue our efforts to further the objectives of Rotary clubs in Malaysia. Donations to the foundation are tax deductible and allow Rotary clubs in District 3300 and 3310 to undertake projects that change lives, save lives, and leave a lasting positive impact. When you give to YKKRM, you support Rotary's work and help us find sustainable solutions to some of the country's greatest challenges, such as natural disasters, poverty, illiteracy, and malnutrition. Help us ensure YKKRM's future by becoming a benefactor. For more information, contact us today.
Thank you, Past Governor Dr. Paul Sikeli, for your informative and very insightful sharing of Yayasan Kelab-Kelab, Rotary Malaysia's history, cause, purpose, and giving. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to moderate the question and answer session. We have many questions from our virtual audience, and most of them are worthy to be tabled. But unfortunately, due to interest of time, we can only have 3 questions to be addressed by our speaker. Sounds good, yeah? Dr. Paul, the first question is a very good question. I'm sure many members want to know the answer. What is the difference between Rotary Foundation of Rotary International and our Yayasan Kelab-Kelab Rotary Malaysia, or Rotary Foundation of Malaysia?
Thank you very much. Rotary International is an association of about 35,000 Rotary clubs in the world. We call Rotary International a service organization, but in reality, Rotary International does not do any service. Its role is to provide policies and workings to enhance the individual Rotary clubs to carry out humanitarian service. The service arm of Rotary is the Rotary Foundation. In our district, whilst our clubs all carry out humanitarian service, we incorporated a foundation to assist in the club's funding efforts. Our district foundation, or Yayasan Kelab-Kelab Rotary Malaysia, or YKKRM in short, has a tax-exempt status that provides donors the benefit of tax exemption receipts for their donations. Contribution to the Rotary Foundation is in US dollars, or contribution to the YKKRM is in Malaysian ringgit, which is about half the value, taking the US dollar to be about 4 Malaysian ringgit. The money from YKKRM cannot be for projects overseas, and the projects under YKKRM must be held on Malaysian soil.
Good answer. Very well placed difference between both foundations. And the next question is equally interesting, and I bet it's a question deep inside our members' mind. Which of these 2 foundations should I make our donation to?
Thank you. The Rotary Foundation of Rotary International is our foundation. If we do not support it, then who will support? 50% of the contributions to the Rotary Foundation thus come back to us but in 3 years' time as our DDF or district designated fund. And this DDF is used for our district grants and also fund our global grants and other foundation programs. The funding of the global grants with support from the international partners and matching from the Rotary Foundation can snowball the amount to 2 to 3 times the original value. Contribution to the YKKRM, on the other hand, could be almost immediately retrieved to fund our projects. There is no matching, and so the final amount remains the same. So which one to support? Both are our foundation, both need our support, both need funding. My view is if we have smaller amounts of money, like 1,000 or 2,000 ringgit, we can consider giving to YKKRM. Whereas if we have got 2,500 ringgit, let's consider giving to the, where in the 2,500 ringgit, we will earn us a GRM. If we have 4,000 ringgit or more, we give it to the Rotary Foundation, where 1,000 US dollars, which is about 4,000 ringgit, we will be given the PHF.
That's a fantastic answer, Dr. Paul. Thank you. And members, hope that answer has healed any feelings of uncertainty you had. And all right, you have shared with us the difference between the two foundations and where we should donate. And now the final question to wrap it up, right? Can you share with us the benefits of YKKRM?
There are so many benefits YKKRM provides to the clubs. Amongst them is that one is our contribution to YKKRM is tax exempt. Second, our contribution go to support our YKKRM programs. Thirdly, our YKKRM programs include in-track, road-track assemblies, RILA for youth, disaster relief, and other financial assistance. We also support other humanitarian projects like the food aid, the face masks, and the PPE programs under COVID-19. The Laptop for Students program is another one. In District 3310, we have the Students Bursary Program. Through our project partnership grants, we assist clubs in their fundraising efforts by providing them tax-exempt receipts for all donations. Thus, clubs can find it easier to get donors, raise more funds, do bigger projects, and benefit more people. Through the community assistance grants, the clubs can get back 60% of their contribution immediately the following year to do projects of their choice. These are a few reasons.
Wow. I'm starting to fall in love with our Yayasan. I'm sure I won't be the only one after hearing the list of benefits. Thank you, Dr. Paul. Thank you. We are getting close to the end of our time together here in this session. If there is one thing you would like our virtual audience to take away from this session, what would that be?
I really want to share with the audience that there are many of you who may still not sure about the intricacies of Yayasan Kelab-Kelab Rotary Malaysia. I'm prepared to conduct a Zoom session once, even twice, over the district for anyone who likes to know more in detail about YKKRM. And maybe even during those times, we could also have dialogue through Zoom. So these are what we offer to our Rotarians and clubs, because we need you, because YKKRM depends on you for success. Thank you very much.
Thank you. With that, thank you, Dr. Paul, for your sharing. It was a great learning experience for all of us from this session. And thank you, our virtual audience. You've been a great audience. Stay home, stay safe, enjoy the conference. Thank you.
Thank you, past District Governor, Dr. Paul Sikeli. I'm very sure that, all those of us who are very uncertain about YKKRM, I think with all the sharing and the insights that he has provided to us, now I think we stand in a better chance of we stand in a better position in wanting to give out our money towards YKKRM, understanding the money trail, where our money is going to, how it's benefiting us as a Rotarian, benefiting our clubs, and even the local communities. And please, Rotarians, take up that offer that PDG Paul has offered to all our clubs. Catch hold of him, get him to come and be a speaker in your club. Let him share with you more insights. If you still have questions, this is the perfect opportunity for you to have him at your club meetings, virtually, of course, and let him share with you on YKKRM. And of course, I would like to thank past Assistant Governor Rajj Melambaran for moderating the session. Now we move on to the next session, and she's a lady who believes that we need to find qualified people, regardless of gender, and there are any number of qualified women out there, not only just men. So she says that if we just have to find the right people who are worthy of our organization. Now, when you think of what Rotary gives us, and Rotary actually gives us that opportunity for leadership, growth, and development. So now, without further ado, let us hear it now from our Rotary International President nominee, Jennifer E. Jones, as she shares with us on the Rotary story to connect and engage.
Thank you and greetings to you all. It is a joy to be with you here today. This year has challenged the world in ways that no one could have anticipated. COVID-19 has changed the way that we work, socialize, and celebrate. And finally, we're starting to see hope on the horizon. Hope for access to vaccines, hope that once again we can be together in person, and yes, hope, the kind that heals our hearts. We have spent much of the last year coping with what the world has placed before us. President Holger speaks often of the care that we have shown each other and how important it is to recognize our bonds of friendship and service. And I am overjoyed that President-elect Shekhar continues to turn the spotlight onto Rotary service at a time when the world needs us most. And yes, there are still challenging times ahead, but the world needs us now more than ever. And Rotarians need each other to stay connected and continue to take action against COVID-19. That is the leadership that is entrusted to each of us as leaders in our great organization, to be brave, to be intentional in our actions. I want to share a story with you about when I served as a club president. I must say, I loved being a club president so much that I really hated sitting down at the end of the year. That year was 2001, and I was one of President Rick King's Regal Eagles. It was also the year that will forever be remembered for the date 9/11. Who will ever forget what happened on that fateful Tuesday? My home club meets on Tuesdays, and around 10 a.m. I started receiving calls and emails asking if our meeting was canceled. Somehow, I knew at that moment that we needed to be together, to be in shared experience. As you likely know, I'm Canadian, and on that day, as the meeting began, we stood facing the American flag and sang the Star-Spangled Banner, their anthem, and wept alongside our friends on the other side of the border. Our speaker on that day was a young Rotary scholar who was heading to study in Poland. We quickly changed the format, and he and I simply sat in front of the club and had a discussion. And he had incredible observations about peace. The love and support for each other and for our American friends was profound. And it's times like these that you truly feel the impact of the family of Rotary. Over the past several months, these are the same kinds of moments that have played out across the globe over and over again. our ability to look out for each other, to weep together, to pray together, and to protect each other, both physically and mentally. I'm sure that many of you have heard this quote from Maya Angelou. She said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." That is the family of Rotary. I guess what I'm saying is be that person. Be the kind of leader who is brave enough to say and do nice things for your members and their families. They will never forget how you made them feel. And the even greater reward, you will never forget how it made you feel. I want to spend the rest of my time with you talking about something near and dear to my heart, the creation of Rotary moments and Rotary's public image. It used to be that we were encouraged to do our good work quietly and not for recognition. It's really only been the past decade where telling our story has become one of our strategic initiatives. What we've learned is that when we tell our story, like-minded people want to join with us. It's actually one of our greatest membership tools. Who in this virtual room doesn't have an amazing Rotary story? Each and every one of you has experienced the joy of a Rotary moment. It's taking it that next step and understanding that when you share them, you can help to change people's lives. When the simple and the ordinary collide with intention, it can become extraordinary. Rotary provides each of us with a platform, and a powerful one, to help shape how people see our organization. So, what are the stories that you have to tell, and how can you share them? The best way I can express it is that you want to paint a story with your words. It's about putting forward the human face and making that emotional connection. Our lives are rich with content, and your own personal stories are a powerful way to connect with Rotarians. It's about stepping back and looking at situations in your life and appreciating the lessons they provide for you and for others. Then it's about sharing them. Imagine if we could engage our 1.2 million members as the greatest storytellers of our organization's accomplishments. Everything that we do affects our image and our brand. Quite simply, our ability to tell our stories in a compelling way affects how our organization is perceived. A decade ago, I completed one of the biggest challenges of my life. My husband Nick and I climbed nearly 20,000 feet to reach the top of Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. It was part personal challenge and part a Rotary fundraiser. It took 5 days to reach the summit. The first in lush forest, the second in thick brush, the third in low scrub, and the fourth day was like landing on the moon, craters and no sign of life. Now, let me explain to you, climbing Kilimanjaro is not a technical climb like Everest. The battle with Kili is altitude. And for me, it was a journey to the depths of positive thinking. By the time that we had arrived at base camp above 15,000 feet, 2 of our team members were exhibiting mild to medium signs of altitude sickness. It begged the question, should we really be doing this? The summit is attempted at midnight, and it takes somewhere between 6 to 7 hours. It's done at this time because the temperature drops to -20 and it freezes the ground so that you can get better traction. Each of the groups that attempts the climb is led by a team of guides, and this is a coveted job because of the precious tips that they receive. Now, this is where the story becomes very personal. As we set out that night with only a miner's light leading the way, I was torn whether to feel exhilarated by the opportunity or terrified by the fact that something could go wrong. It wouldn't be until we reached ground level that we would learn a guide from another team had died and a 22-year-old man from England was in cardiac arrest. Our guides sang Christmas songs in Swahili, and the rhythm of their music helped to create a pace to our steps. Pole pole in Swahili means go slow, and it was the mantra of our climb. You see, the best way to ward off altitude sickness is to stay very well hydrated and to take time to adjust to each level by going slowly. Pole, pole. I must confess that I entered into this climb perhaps a little too lightly and without the full appreciation of the dangers. I suppose I knew them, but I was excited by the adventure and most eager to reach the top of the African continent. It seemed like we had been climbing forever when our guide shared that we were only a quarter of a way to the top. It was also at this point that our water, even insulated, was frozen. It took everything in my being to stay focused and to put one foot in front of the other. Inside, I was questioning why was I on the side of a mountain, and I had to dig really deep to stay positive. I was ready to throw in the towel countless times, but to what end? There was really no easy way out. The last hour was the most difficult and required a lot of rock climbing. It was just as the sun was peaking above the horizon that we reached the top. The sky transitioned from a thick carpet of stars to an orange tapestry of color. I tell you this story because it's about climbing to great heights. And isn't Rotary a story we should be shouting from the top of a mountain? I also see this climb as a metaphor for life and about how we frame the things that are important to us. What are the stories in your own club, in your own district, that help to bring Rotary to life? As a global network of professional business and community volunteers, Rotary is a brand that unites the world. We simply have to climb the mountain and shout a little louder. Each one of you are ambassadors of our great message, and it begins daily by simply wearing your Rotary pin. We see now more than ever that clubs that have great public relations are clubs that are growing. Public relations actually is one of our best progressive tools for membership, both for recruitment and for retention. When we tell our story, like-minded people want to join with us. It makes it so much easier to ask someone to be part of Rotary when they're already aware of who we are and what we're doing. Likewise, there's such a sense of pride that's created within our ranks when we see our stories being told. Members feel good about what they're doing, and in turn, they're buoyed and want to continue doing more. It's a great way to keep our members engaged. If you have gleaned anything in the past few minutes, I hope it's that good public relations is about telling our stories. You may, however, still be asking, how do I do this when I'm not an expert? Well, the first thing you must realize is it's not your job alone. Good public relations is every member's obligation. We're all ambassadors of Rotary. So, how do we showcase what's valuable to us? Not long ago, I was in Chicago visiting my brother. We went shopping one afternoon, and the only thing I wanted to purchase was a gratitude journal. This was a trend a few years ago where you would write down 3 things a day that you were grateful for. The premise being that it would help to manifest the power of positive thinking. I thought this was a good thing. We were in a lovely little boutique when I found my book. Very quietly, I said to my husband, I said, Nick, this is my gratitude journal. I looked around a little bit more and then I went up to the counter to pay. I watched as the clerk went down to one end of the counter and took out this beautiful tissue paper and carefully wrapped the book. He then went to the other end of the counter where he found a blue box with gold lines all over the top. He came back to the middle and finished it off with an elaborate bow and then came forward and gave it to me. He said, I couldn't help but overhear what you said, that this is going to be your gratitude journal. He said, I want to be the first entry in your book. I want you to write that the man that sold this book to me made it an even more beautiful experience. He is indeed the first entry. So how do we showcase what's important to us? What's the packaging, the special ribbons that we wrap around Rotary to make it even more beautiful? We do it through public relations. We do it by telling our story. Rotary, a brand that brings the world together. And so I carry his message of gratitude here today to say thank you. Thank you for all that you have done, and thank you for all that you are going to do. You have already been touched deeply by our organization, or you wouldn't be sitting here today. When we tell our stories, we're inspiring our clubs, recharging our batteries, and preparing for the year ahead. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for being such a vital part of Rotary International.
Right, we are back. And we are back not only in terms of the time that we lost, we were 13 minutes behind, we are now 3 minutes ahead of the session. And I think what great story, Jennifer Jones, the first Rotary International President who's a woman, when our incoming District Governor, Dato Bindi, takes over after her year, and eventually we'll have the first women president in Rotary International after 116 years. And even for women, it has taken them 22 years. It was a great storytelling. Shekhar Mehta spoke about storytelling. Jennifer Jones spoke about storytelling. And I think the next topic is also about the story that we have told as far as the brand of Rotary is concerned, especially in our district. You know, brands is building perceptions. So if you talk to the older age group, which predominantly what Rotary is about, they speak about taking 20 years to build a reputation and only taking 5 minutes to destroy it. But if you talk to about the newer guys, like Elon Musk says, brand is just a perception. And over a period of time, reality will match that perception. So I'm not really sure how far we have done with that branding of Rotary. But I think the next speaker, the past Assistant Governor Rajj Melambaran, Public Image Committee Chairman, who's being elevated to membership chair next year, wants to share with you how, as a brand, we have engaged with our community. Raj, over to you.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. District Governor K.S. Teoh, Rotary leaders and Rotary friends. How are you? I hope you are enjoying the conference. I have to agree with Dato ATK when he said branding is perception. Yes, branding is perception, and public image is all about creating impression. So when we started this Rotary year, the public image committee sat and we were brainstorming how to bring forward the public image work, ideas and initiative in a very creative way. You know, we got to change because the world is changing, our needs are changing, the way we look at things are changing. So we thought we must change the way we tell the Rotary story. So there was 4 parts that we wanted to do, and we circulated and distributed the message through trainings, like we had that vibrant seminar training that we had, and then we had a lot of Zoom talks. So the four things, I'm going to talk about the four main categories or main items that we did. And today's talk is all going to be about celebrating our public image work. And at the end, I'm going to tell you how and what we did and how did it worked and the results. Yeah. First, we thought we need to be noisy. All right. We need to make the right noise to the right people to tell about Rotary's story. All right. And these are some of the examples that clubs did. Because last year we were stuck with the pandemic where we couldn't do any physical form of public image activities. So we had to resort to social media. And many clubs did a fantastic job with their social media postings. All right, so I'm just sharing, randomly sharing in no particular order or ranking. I'm just sharing with you a few clubs that did a lot of nice postings that got a lot of likes and engagement. Most importantly, we have to measure our social media work by the engagement that we get from the audience, from the write-ups, where we were telling clubs to stop writing project description and start writing project experience. We wanted you to share what was your experience being in that project. How did you feel? You know, how did the beneficiary felt with the givings? You know, because when you share experience, people read, your friends read, and they'll try to relate the exact what you're trying to say. That's when we create that good Rotary moment or Rotary experience in our online followers. And brand visibility. Many clubs did a fantastic job with their EDMs, you know, public advisory. And last year was all about how to be safe. And we were telling clubs to do more on telling the public how to be safe, because we must show to the public that we care for them. You know, Rotary care for them, Rotary care for all. And also a lot of clubs started promoting our Rotary calendar by month. And there are clubs who were educating the public about why join Rotary and the benefits of Rotary membership. You know, all the while we always tell stories about Rotary building communities, Rotary helping people, but we don't tell how much Rotary can help the members to improve themselves, improve their skills, attain leadership values and skills, which we can apply at work and also at home, you know, lessen the domestic violence. For the husbands, of course, yeah. And then newsletters. Yesterday in the awards, we saw the number of clubs that was nominated or submitted for the newsletter category. And we saw the long list of nomination. If you compare past years, every year, the clubs developing newsletter and circulating newsletter is increasing. That's good news. One of the way for us to tell our Rotary story to the public is through the newsletter. And mind you, newsletter is not just for the members to know what's going to happen the next month calendar, or for the members to look at their own photographs. No, it's for the public. We must start developing newsletters to the public, for the public, and share them, you know, through email, through social media, through WhatsApp, right? And it's very proud to see even the quality of the newsletter, the graphics, the quality, the content is improving month by month. So well done to all those clubs who got a newsletter for themselves, and those clubs who have not started a newsletter, I think it's time to start one. And next, meeting promotion, right? I do hear in few groups, our Rotarians, our friends will be complaining about EDMs being shared. You know, meetings after meetings after meetings. And sometimes we forget our own meeting because there's so many other meetings that we are looking at, right? But it's good. It's good to come up with EDMs to promote meetings. And again, these EDMs that you do is not only for the public, it's for your own members. We have a lot of silent members in our clubs too. You know, they are there, but they are not there, right? But one of the ways to wake them up, to bring them out, is through these EDMs. Show them. You know, your club meetings are getting better, getting interesting. There are many other topics they can come and listen to and learn. And the only way you can promote your meetings are through EDMs or videos, all right, consistently. And action groups. A lot of clubs were inviting action group chairs to come and speak on the topic, which is good, right? We can work with action groups to make our own club meetings interesting. And also meetings that relates to the Rotary calendar. And virtual meetings, invite them, tell them Rotary is not, who said Rotary is boring, all right? We have evolved, we have gone virtual, we have gone hybrid, all right? So Rotary is no more the tagline of being an old man club and being a 100-year-old club. No, we have evolved and we are happening. Rotarians rock. All right? A lot of webinars were organized, all right? We must promote these meetings. And next, number 2, we thought we need to be pretty, all right? Being 116-year-old, we have to be pretty, right? So that's when we came up with the People of Action poster competition, where we are proud to say 36 out of 84 clubs then participated. So we had 36 clubs who went to Brand Center and created the template, all right? That's very, very good news. And also the promotion of the People of Action photograph. We started educating and creating awareness to our Rotarians to start using People of Action photograph. And all the materials used in this competition were from the club's projects and events, all right? And it was giving a more localized showcase, all right? There's no more, materials that we use that don't look Malaysian, all right? We must use our own photographs for all the promotions and show that we care, we give, and we give the results for the local communities, and we care for all groups. And this competition also strengthened members' engagement. All right? Members' engagement has been a topic where every year it's a goal where clubs or membership chairs, directors, and presidents are asked to look into members' engagement to address the retention. Right, so these competition also brought the members together. They started coming together, discussing, and that's good news. That's team building. Right? And thirdly, we thought we need to knock on doors. This is not door-to-door sales, but we had to knock on doors virtually. And during the Rotary Day, we did this Rotary Ranger Facebook profile frame, it's called. Right? And we were happy that 75% of the Rotarians took it up. And the whole month, when I click on my friends list, and I was looking at these images, which was fantastic. Our Rotary wheel was there. And imagine when I can see on my friends list, imagine your friends list when they see this on their Facebook. Good promotion, free too. All right. And we also the district did the social media campaign where we worked with an agency to social media marketing. So we did posters and videos, and the target audience to send to was non-Rotarians, local target audience. Right? So the objective was to promote Rotary, and the purpose was to strengthen member engagement and public engagement, and it was bilingual materials to show that we care for all the groups and to increase our reach and engagement. So just look at the box here. Now look at the engagement. It reached 64,097 audience with 230 engagement, and the other EDM was 673 engagement. That's good news. 64,000 people looked at our EDM and read our write-up, and our logo was on their Facebook. Right? So we proposed to the clubs to come up with annual budget for public image, right? At least for social media. Because we need to tell our story. We need to focus on online media with the surge of online engagement, particularly at this time now, where everyone is online. And we need to create focused campaign to create good impressions and source suitable platform to create your materials and tell the public why you are in Rotary. Tell the public why we are doing what we are doing and not the what, right? I mean the description. And finally, we need to be searchable. That's very, very important. So your social media account, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or LinkedIn, and your website need to be updated. The content need to be frequently updated. Because when your contents are updated frequently, your ranking on Google will increase. It'll go higher. So it's important, right? And what we also did last in this Rotary year was 2 hashtag campaigns. The first hashtag campaign was My Rotary Story, where you have to tell a Rotary story and post a memorable photograph and tag 5 other Rotarians to do the same. It was viral, it was viral. The Rotarians were so excited to do this, and those who got tagged, they were excited to do that, and a small group was upset because they were not tagged. All right, fine, but finally they got tagged too. But that's what we have to do. We have to create something that can go viral, even internally among us, because when we do it, automatically it's out on the virtual world. Yeah. And the other hashtag campaign that we did was Drop Your Rotary Pick Challenge. If you remember, there was one time, I think last year, end of last year, when this drop your something was going on. Drop your bank account, drop that, drop this. So we decided to come up with Drop Your Rotary Picture Challenge, Rotary Pick. And this was viral too. And this was when the most people of action photograph were shared. Everyone was sharing. That's what we want. So we want to continue these campaigns, because campaigns excites our members to do it, right? And the result follows. And finally, we did the Rotary Ranger car sticker competition. So it's not a competition, it's a campaign where we replaced the older car sticker we had with a newer logo, and we had a badge. Right? Because here we wanted to create that pride for you to be a Rotarian, to be a community ranger. And when your car is traveling, it's a moving billboard when the public look at the logo. All right, so that was the engagement that we did. And the result was good. All right? Because first we must be proud and consistent to tell our Rotary story with our family, friends, and business associates. Maybe they join you, maybe they're not, but they will tell a friend. So one way or another, you give them an excellent taste of Rotary, so they will share their good impression with more people. As I said earlier in this talk, public image work is all about creating impression. So you impress one guy, he will tell 3, and she will tell another 3, and it snowballs. Right? It snowballs. That's what we have to consistently do. Right? And we broke the 2,000 mark on membership this year. Right? A lot of areas were appreciated, recognized, but one area was not recognized, which I'm going to do it now. All right? I'm going to thank all of you who did your public image work at club level and at personal level. Public image directors, presidents, and all Rotarians who went online to tell your good Rotary story. Because your consistent and tireless effort in creating awareness and telling your good Rotary story in your public image. Because how good our product, how good our brand is, if people don't hear about it, if we don't create enough attention, no one is going to buy or no one is going to join. Right? So the 300 plus net gain that we had this year is thank you to your public image work. So thank you very much for all your public image work. Your public image work broke that 2,000 mark. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. But continue that to next year, because next year you got to break that 2,500 mark. Yeah? All right. So we're not going to stop with our competition. We have another one soon coming up. It's called the Photo Collage Competition. All right? Rotary Ranger car sticker. Because that car sticker needs to be promoted more. So you want to strengthen that campaign. So soon, more details will come up. That will be the finale to this Rotary Opens Opportunity public image work for this year. All right, before I leave, last slide, let me tell you a story. When I tell you this story, I want you to imagine. All right, you want to close your eyes? Fine, but I want you to imagine. All right. A sumptuous rice marinated in special santan. Think about it. Think. Adding omega-3 enriched egg for your best nutrition. Think about it. Deep fried to perfection chicken immersed in rich curry. Think. Sambal created from a spice over 10 spices and ingredients. Wrapped in our banana leaf for aromatic smell and flavor. Are you imagining? Delicious? You want it now, right? Tell me you want it now, right? Yes. But these 5 lines can also be said in 1 line, which goes, nasi lemak bungkus sambal pedas. All right? It's how you tell the story. You can tell a story, a Rotary story in 1 line saying that we are the first and greatest service organization in the world. That's not enough. All right? There's a lot of competition for NGOs now. In this current stage, we are competing with many NGOs. So, we have to tell a Rotary story because we know Rotary, so we don't define and expand Rotary. But our friends and target audience don't know Rotary. So we need to showcase Rotary in a delicious, attractive, and beautiful ways to create that first impression to be the lasting impression. So do continue telling your Rotary stories. Do share your Rotary stories with everyone. Thank you very much again for all your public image work. Enjoy the conference. Thank you.
Right, Shelley, you know what? I was a bit disappointed with Raj because he got it right all the time, right? So he got that whole narrative right. You know, we bought in 3 minutes and obviously he's ate up into our time, but he's brought it, landed it quite well. But obviously it comes from your club, isn't it? I suppose, no, I guess Raj wanted to have
We'll take
that.
this offline.
No, but I think because you all submitted the largest number of entries yesterday, not necessarily won, but because size does matter.
Yes, it does.
And I'm not sure what's with the nasi lemak story, because obviously the district conference is not buying the nasi lemak because you're going to have lunch in your own places. But it was a great narrative because he not only mentioned that content must be important, the container must be important, and so is the context of what you say. And I think Rotary has obviously made it very, very well because in 116 years, we've got our story right. So what's the story with lunch break and where we are after this?
All right. We're definitely going to we know that we are standing between you and lunch right now. But before we go, do take note that we will be taking a break for lunch and we will expect you all to be back at sharp 2:30. We are starting. The room will open at 2 p.m. onwards. So log in using the same link. And of course, you know, I think ATK, we did such a great job that they don't want us on the second half of the day. We are having fresh MCs. We have Risha Alex from the Rotary Club of Mount Kiara Gateway and Dr. Kribanathan from the Rotary Club of Damansara, and they will be the MCs for the second half of the day. And of course, we have the business meeting that will be at 4:30 p.m. Thank you very much. Quite a number of Rotarians have signed up for it. It's a separate link for that meeting. So please take note, do register for the business meeting. It's a separate registration from the district conference. So make sure you register for the business meeting. You will receive the link via the email that you have registered in that meeting. And be there at 4:30 because we really need you. There'll be a lot of resolutions that will be tabled, and that will be handled by PDG Siti Zubaida together with PDG Manohar Kurup. And with that,
Okay, thank you, Shirley. And to the audience out there, you've been great. It's been an extremely energetic event. We'll be back sharp at 2:30. So see you then with a great story to tell.
But
for
before
Rotary.
we go, we want all Rotarians who are now present online, we just ask you, we humbly ask you to just spare the next few minutes because we would want to respect our dearly departed Rotarians who have left us in this past year. Now, these are Rotarians who were great leaders. They have made great impacts in our Rotary circle. They have been mentors to some of us, and I'm very sure that they have impacted our lives one way or another. So we would like to spend the next few minutes in respect for these wonderful Rotarians who has done so much of service in this wonderful organization that we belong to.